Okay, so I have a few different weight selections here surrounding me. We're going to go weighted upper body today, just a little bit of everything. And we're going to slow down our movements quite a lot. So we're just going to hit up 10 reps and we'll see how many rounds we get through. We'll get 2 for sure. I'm not quite sure if we'll have time for all 3 rounds or sets because of just slowing down the pace. So anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and start on our back. And hug your knees into the chest. This is day 32, by the way, 32 of 60. We're in our winter session, the winter season. Take a couple more, just deep inhales, deep exhales. All right, and then extend your right leg long, hug that left knee in, and then switch. Keep that breath going as you switch. One more time on that other side. And then plant your feet and let's push our hips up into a glute bridge. And once you're there, go ahead and take your arms up overhead with a nice deep inhale. So as your arms extend up, see if you can still keep those shoulder blades packed down, right? So we think of the shoulder joint just in terms of that ball and socket joint. And I want you to think about like just all the different motions and movements and contortions and ranges that you can get in your scapula and your clavicle as well. Bring your arms all the way down. Inhale all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Pull your elbows down next to your rib cage. So the back of your hands and your forearm are kind of just brushing along the floor. Bring your hands down by your heels and then inhale one more time. And then exhale, bring those elbows down. All right, go ahead and lower your feet. We're going to come up to seated. Pull your toes up and just kind of reach yourself over those legs. Hold the core strong. You can let yourself round over the legs just a little bit. You don't have to keep your back really flat here. Keep that round, that C curve, and then you have 2 options. You're going to just come back to where it's a safe point for you or a point of no return, and then reach back forward. Or if it works, you're going to come all the way down, pushing that low back into the ground as it gets there. I kind of shake all the way down. Reach those arms up overhead. So I want you to get that big, big stretch here. Your low back does come off. Reach, and then you're going to exhale. Push that low back into the ground again, and then reach over those legs. We're going to go one more just like that, keeping that core in contraction. Lower, lower, lower. Push the low back into the ground. Reach, extend arms and legs. Deep inhale, and then with your exhale, tuck up, roll all the way forward. Keep that core in contraction, so don't just stretch over the legs and release, but keep that belly on. Good. All right, come to a comfortable seated position. You can leave your legs straight out in front of you. Go crisscross applesauce, whatever feels good, and just reach one arm over and then the other. Like I said, we're going to be hitting up that upper body. So making sure we're all ready to go there. Okay, and then just sit center, give yourself goalpost arms, and then you're going to rotate. Trying to keep those hips still under you, head, chest, shoulders, elbows, all twist together through that mid-spine. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so the first set of our round, we are just going to be doing 5 of these. It's a down dog plank. Everything else will be 10. If a down dog plank doesn't work for you, I would like for you to try a child's pose, or maybe it does work for you, but a child's pose sounds better with a kind of upward facing dog. That's what this thing's called. Otherwise, join me with your down dog. Drive your heels down to the ground, slide the shoulder blades down, belly engages. You want to keep your back engaged as well. Come forward, hold your solid plank. Inhale back. There's 1. Exhale forward. 2. So we're slowing down today, taking time to really set into each part of the move. Recognize what you're feeling, even here. What's going on with your wrists, your forearms, your shoulders, your sides, your core, your glutes. calves. All right, that's 5. We're going to flip over onto our back, and we're going to start off with chest press. So I'm going to try to start somewhat heavyish, but not quite as heavy as I go when I'm going normal pace. So it does take a lot of work to slow it down. All right. Once you're on the ground, if you would like, you can drive your hips up into a glute bridge. Get your wrists strong. Make sure they're not falling back. And here we go. Open those elbows wide and then press. Making sure we're slowing it down. So I'm just starting rep 2. Focus on the push through that chest. And remember, you build more strength in that negative, that eccentric motion. So as the weights are coming down toward the ground, that's where we're going to build the most strength. It's kind of fun to do negative training with a partner if you ever have the opportunity, because they can help you get super heavy weight to the top through your concentric motion, and then you have the ability to support the weight on the drop. 6. Breathing nice and deep. 7. Taking about 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 8. If you're flying through, you're already at 15 reps. You're going way too fast. 9. Even if you've got light weight, slow it down. Flex into it. And 10. Okay, just drop one weight. If that works for you, we're going to go into skull crushers, trying to keep those hips up. Slide the shoulder blades down. Weight drop slow to the head. And then pressing back up. 1. 2. Lots going on here, especially if you have your hips up. Even if you don't have your hips up, though, your core should be extremely flexed, that low back driving into the ground, scooping your belly, finding your transverse muscles. 4. Slow it down. 5. Already feeling it. Only 5 reps in. That's what we want from today. 6. Make sure that those elbows are pinching toward one another. Not any narrower than your shoulder width. Check in with your neck. Make sure it's not grabbing up. 2 to go. Stay relaxed through your neck. Strong through that core. Feel the triceps grab. And 1. Okay. We are going to go into a little interim. For core, we're going to do a little weighted dead bug. I'm going to grab a little lighter weight. Smash that low back onto the ground. If you have a zipper, you might have to move it. Okay, we're just going to do 10 total, but we're going to keep it slow. So push that low back into the ground. I cannot overemphasize how important that is. So extend, grab a second, come back. So when you're at your full extension here, flex in even deeper, create resistance, draw back. You shouldn't really be able to take a full, complete breath of air because you're so flexed in, contracting as deep as possible. I'm counting each leg, that's 4. And 5, so now we have 5 more total. Flex it in. Your core temperature should be rising because you are super flexed. Extend, hold a split second, draw it back. Feel the core working. Last one. Extend, contract, and tuck in. Beautiful. Oh, now we get to come up. And we're going to go into back flies. 10 reps. Probably a mid-weight, something that doesn't feel too heavy, but challenges you. Remember, we don't want to rush it. So hinge forward. Back is super flat. Bring those weights up. Elbows come up, pinch together. Let your forearms stay low or just stay dangling toward the ground. About 3 seconds up, pinch at the top, 3 seconds down. That's it. That's our third rep. Make sure that you're contracting through the core. Your core is there to hold your low back. Your low back needs that safety net. Find that pinch between the shoulder blades. I'm finding myself wanting to yank it up fast. Stay slow. That's it. Neck is in neutral. Core strong, even feeling a little heat in the legs, holding my body in support. Here's our 7. Squeeze. Feel like your elbows are pulling and growing away from your shoulders. We have 9 and 10. Really focus on what you want to be working here. Behind your armpits, between the shoulder blades. And 10. All right. Made it. Next up, we have curls. I'm going to lower down a little. 10 curls. Create space between ears and shoulders. Pinch your elbows in tight. Make sure your stance is solid. Raise slow. And then make sure you're lowering slow. There's 1. Elbows pinch in tight. Especially with curls, I find when you're going slow, you know if you're lifting appropriate weight because you can feel your chest drop, right? I think a lot of times we just want to try to lift heavier, heavier, heavier weight, and we're focused on getting that curl. And then we lose sight of what's going on with the rest of the body. So we lose that pull back of the shoulders. We start rounding, and the chest drops as the weights come down. Feeling it right where I want it, those biceps. Little pinch between the shoulder blades, little tuck of the tailbone. We have 3 to go. Hold that weight, especially as you lower, check in with your wrists. They should stay neutral so they're not lagging behind or curling in even more. Last one. Doing awesome. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to lower down even more, and depending on where you're at with shoulders, you're going to go into a side, or you're going to go just body weight, because we're going to do a side raise. If you're side raised, depending on what weight selection that you have, doesn't work, like I said, just stay body weight. Or if you have super light weight, you can try opening your arms even more. That's going to put lots more heat on the shoulders. I kind of like keeping mine in nice and tight. Here's our 3. Elbows open away from those shoulders. Neck stays relaxed. Beautiful. 5. Feel those shoulders build. So good for helping us keep tension out of the neck. I think shoulder muscles are really, really pretty also. Definitely building. Here's 8. Don't let the pain rush you. 9, make sure it's good pain, that it's just the heat from the work. And 10. Okay, we have one more. It's a dead row. Back into our back just a little bit. So I'm going to go up in weight. Again, sliding those shoulder blades back and down. Envision that your weights are on a bar. Stick your hips back. Make sure your back is flat. So if it's rounding at all, you're going to immediately put pressure on the low back. Core engages. Pull and release. There's 2. Go up a little more. Keep rolling, keep rolling. 4. Really pinch between those shoulder blades. We're going to take a split second at the top. As you hinge forward, you want to stick that butt out, but make sure you're not overarching the low back. But make sure you're hinging forward. So the higher that you are, the higher your chest is, then the more you're going to get work up back into those shoulders. We want to keep it in that upper back right now. 7, 8. My core's heated up, my back. 9 and 10. Okay, perfect. There's one round. We're going to go back to the ground. You can do your child's pose to up dog or your down dog plank. We're just going to hit up 5. Take a nice little stretch here, but feel those shoulder blades again engage. Hinge forward into your plank. Tuck the tailbone. Flex those glutes. But your belly never relaxes. There's 2. Make sure those fingertips are spread nice and wide. 3. Whether you're doing the child's pose version or the down dog version, your core is what's pulling you forward and pushing you back. Here's our last one. And then we're going to go back to the ground for our chest press. Feeling awesome. All right, back to our chest press. Push those hips up into a glute bridge. 10 slow reps. Take about 3 seconds to drop. Press right back up over those chest muscles. Feel the chest. Wrists are strong. As the elbows come down, keep your wrists right on top of the elbows. Get your chest under those weights. The weights lift up right over that chest. Make sure that they're not slowly driving back toward the shoulders. That's our 6. Two more. Envision that you're holding twice the amount of weight that you are. So feel how just imagining a little bit gets the muscles even more engaged. Nice job. Put one down and then switch. So we're going to go into skull crushers. Keep your hips up for me if you can. Elbows pull toward one another. Lower, slow, slow, slow. Raise, slow, slow, slow. Dropping for 2. Keeping those elbows right on top of the shoulders. Came to build some muscle. Stay relaxed through the neck. Make sure that the shoulder blades are driving down the spine, down the back, right? So they're tucking into their back pockets. 6. My biceps are shaking. It's awesome. 7. Keep those hips punching up. 8. Keep it slow. Elbows squeezing tight. Last one. Perfect. All right. Then we're going to do our weighted bug. So whatever weight you want for that. Remember to set that low back into the ground. We really do want to find those transverse muscles. Pack your shoulder blades into the spine, and then we're going to extend, hold a second, bring it back. Extend, bring it back. 2. If the weight causes you to put too much pressure on those arms that are tired, mine are definitely tired as well, then let go of the weight and focus on keeping the flexion through the core. That's the important piece right now. As you extend, pack it in, pack it in, pack it in. Bring it back. Last time. All right. Bringing it up. We have our back fly. I'm going to give my forearms just a little break. Okay. Slide those shoulder blades back and down. Find that stance. Make sure that those weights come together in the front. Back is flat. Pull and squeeze. Lower slow. There's 2. So the elbows kind of pulled away from the body a little, and then they squeeze back in at the top. Back flies in general, at least in this direction, for this format, can sometimes be tough to figure out the form. Try your best not to pull your forearms away from the ground, right? But just let those knuckles face straight at the ground. Reach the spine long. We want to keep a long spine, flat back. 2 more. Belly contracts, hold strong. Last one. Perfect. Coming up are flies. I'm sorry, we just did flies. Curls. All right. Set your stance, elbow squeeze in. Pull it slow. Drop it slow. Keep elbow right under shoulder. Knee soft. Tailbone tucks under. Take that little trick that we did with our chest press. So envision we're curling up 30 pounds. See how your muscles respond. If your brain kind of says, oh, I'm going to have to lift 30, see how much those muscles fire, flex, find a little more grab, even though I'm only holding 10s. 3, 2, 1. Final 3 reps. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Chest stays tall. That's it. Elbows squeeze in tight. I have to watch my weak side, my left side. Elbow wants to flare away. Find something else to help get it up there. Stay focused. And done. Whew. All right. We have our side raises next. For shoulders, same stance as our curls. Elbows are in a 90-degree angle. Open. Drop. So here you have a lot that you can get out of that drop. If you kind of pretend like you're trying to pop a balloon or squeeze out air out of bellows. 4. 5. Feel like your elbows are growing away from your shoulders. Can you draw that belly button up and back anymore? Make sure the chest stays tall. Keep your stack, heels, hips, shoulders. So your shoulders should be back over your heels. Hips tucked under, your knees are soft. 2 more. Last one. Wow. Perfect. Okay. Dead rows. Dead rows. All right, well, we're going to get our 2, as I said. Not 3, but that's okay, because it feels like we've been here for 4 rounds. Slide those shoulder blades back and down. You do have the option, if you prefer, to hold an underhand grip on your weights. You'll get a little more into your biceps. Exhale as you roll up. Keep your back flexed even as the weights drop. So even when you're not pulling those weights, activating that response through the muscles, see if you can feel that engagement stay put. Upper middle back, especially. 7. 8. Hold that core, hold that core. 9. And 10. Awesome job. All right. Set your weights down. We're going to go back into our down dog plank or your child's pose, upward dog. Just 5 more here. Activating just a little more core. Slide those shoulder blades down, belly firm. Hinge forward, tuck those hips under and back. So here our focus point is really on that core. Even as you press back into your down dog, keep that flexion through the abdomen. 2 more. Flex deep, shoulders up over those wrists. And 1. All right, drop onto your knees. Hinge back into your child's pose. Bring your hands into a prayer in front of you, or like you're clapping. And then put your forehead on the ground, and you're going to bring your thumbs behind your head. So thumbs drop back behind your neck. Then kind of walk your elbows forward a little bit, and then push those elbows into the ground. So you should feel some stretch through the triceps. Super good. All right, release from there. We're going to flip it over, stretch those shoulders. Okay, so start on your booty. Fingertips are going to face your booty, and then lift the chest. So here you can stay if you get enough shoulder stretch there. Otherwise, I'm going to have you push up into a bridge and then start shifting those hips forward. You can back out of it a little if you'd like, then shift back forward, stretching the fronts of those shoulders. If anything causes pain in the shoulder, your wrist, back out of it. All right. Push forward as far as you can, and then slowly drop your hips onto the ground in front of, or right behind your heels. Lift your chest, stay there just a second, lift, lift, lift. All right, and then scoot your booty back to release those shoulders. Shake out your wrists. Tuck your left knee or your left foot into your inner thigh on the right side, and then take your left arm and pull it up and behind. So we're going to stretch those triceps again. And then we'll grab that quick hamstring stretch. So reach over that straightened leg. Feel the side of your back, your lat stretch as well. And then we're going to tuck in on the other side. Extend your opposite leg. Tuck in your other foot. So my right leg is bent in. Take your right arm up. Stretch your tricep. Toe is up on that other side, trying to push the underneath side of your knee into the ground. And then rotate over the left leg, stretching that hamstring and the lat on your right side. And then we'll come up and reach over the legs. Forward fold. Plant your hands in front of you if they'll head there. Checking in. We've been working on this stretch since the beginning, so hopefully you're getting closer and closer to the ground. Sometimes it's nice just to clasp each elbow with your hand and let the body, your upper body weight, pull you forward. And then come all the way up. All right, fantastic work. Good job staying slow with me today. And see ya.